I guess I'll be the sacrificial lamb. I'll throw out a question.
All right.
I've always heard that expression about you like how someone makes you feel versus liking the person. Can you elaborate on that? Because I find it to be kind of true, but it's like certain people make you feel certain ways, and you obviously like that feeling.
Right. Yeah, I thought about this too. It's kind of revealed in like the questions I ask people, right? Like you'll see when sometimes when women come up, I ask them what do they like about the man who they're dating. And then for some women, a lot of the answers are like what he does for her or like she feels safe, right? But it's not about what she genuinely does she admire this person? Does she enjoy their energy, right? It also kind of connects to like a video that I made recently about people who are in survival mode. I had a client today, right? And he's dating a woman who is an illegal immigrant whose father recently passed
Nice,
away.
nice, baby.
Right. Father recently passed away. Who I think her father is like overseas somewhere. Father passed away. She was like sending money back home so that her father can like her family can take care of her father's last days, right? She she works two jobs, two full time jobs, getting paid under the table. Has a child who's 3 years old, and the father of the child beats her or beat her in the previous relationship.
Oh,
And she was dating my client recently, and he was calling me because he's anxious, and he's like, "I'm not getting my needs met," and he's like, "I think she's avoidant." I was like, "Oh, so the woman whose father just died and who gets beat by her ex, who gets beat by her ex, who's also an illegal immigrant, who her ex who beats her is also threatening to contact ICE if she tries to move on. You think she's avoidant because she's not texting you?"
buzzwords gone too far, man. The buzzwords have gone way too far. Ice is at my door knocking. Why won't she come over?
But I'm not getting my needs met. Smart guy too. I get it. It's
Jesus
just, but
Christ.
it's the anxious. It's the anxious attachment, right? Anxious people tend to be self centered a little bit. We do. We tend to be a little self
I
centered.
have. Oh, yeah. I did. Ooh,
So
one of my least favorite things I did before. Uh, my ex got into an accident, and she didn't tell me until the next day, and it made me so mad because she didn't tell me. But then at first I mean, upon reflection, I was like, oh, I should have just been like happy that she was okay first,
right,
and then like brought up the fact that I
right,
was upset that she
yeah,
didn't let me know until the next day versus like
because it makes an
other
emergency,
than
right? I remember my ex. I remember I got mad at her on her birthday.
that.
And I forgot it was her birthday because I was mad at her. Like I knew it was her birthday, but I'm saying when I did get mad at her, it knocked the birthday out of my head, and then it was replaced by what I was upset about. And then it's
Right.
like needs to be solved right now. And then she was like, "On my birthday?" I was like, "Fuck, you're right." But also,
This can wait
I'm upset, so we need to talk about this, right? So,
2 days.
so we can laugh at them, but it's like I also empathize because like, I get it, right? But let me ground you here. She has a lot going on, buddy, and this is actually not going to work. I was like, "What is your plan here? Like to be with her long term?" And then he didn't have one. I'm like, "Well, this isn't going to work. She has way too much going on." So if you just isolate one of those variables, the relationship doesn't work. Now, let alone all three. And I'm sure she has some attachment issues up under there as well. That just it's too much going on for there to be a good signal. Anyway, what I was telling him was this is likely a woman who is using you to regulate. She has so much going on. Your average person or your health like a healthy person would not be able to sustain a relationship with all of those variables happening simultaneously. Not a new relationship. Maybe one where they've been together for some time, right? And they built a strong enough foundation, but they're 8 months in.
I mean, marriages have collapsed for way less than that.
Right. So I'm like, for her to still be here, she's using you as like to regulate. You're her safe space. And while she's in the storm, you're like the safe. Because the reason why he reached out to me is because he had called her and she like ignored his call, and then he immediately texted her like an angry text message, and she didn't respond to him for like 2 days. And I was like, was that the first point of friction y'all had? Like, was the first conflict y'all had? And he was like, yeah. I said, right, because she has looked at you this whole time as a source of good feelings. And then you brought conflict. So now you're just another problem to solve. She got enough of those. Right? So that's why she didn't respond. Not because she's being mean to you or anything like that or out of malice. It's literally like, I cannot deal with this. I can't deal with another issue. She ain't got the space in her nervous system to do that shit. Right?
So don't have the capacity.
She didn't have the capacity for it. So he told me, he was like, now you mentioned it, she did tell me that I was her favorite distraction. I was like, yeah. Yeah. Had to soften it a bit. I was like, well,
that's tough.
I'm not saying she ain't like you or anything. Like, of course, I think she likes you, but I think that you're serving the function of regulating her in a time of her life where there's no other way she can be regulated. So that's an example of somebody who is with you because of how you make them feel.
Make you feel.
But,
you know what? Upon reflection, I feel like last connection, I was that too. I think that tied into like the thing we were talking about the over functioning, and like how she would say things like, you know, you're such a like a grounding person. You help me like feel so like safe and all that kind of stuff. And then the moment there was like a small hiccup, it was time to bounce.
Told you, man. Told you. That's like I told. Like, you have to check people's capacity. There's two paths to capacity: intimacy and conflict. A lot of people want to be the cool person who don't have no issues. So then you end up going. I told you about my client who was in a relationship. Well, not a relationship. She was dating this guy for 7 months. So regulating being a person is a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just if
that's the only thing you depend on.
Right. If that's the only reason why you're with the person, yeah, it's not a good thing. You're using them essentially. It's no different than you using somebody for their money. You're just getting something out of them. So I told you about the girl who was like, she was dating this guy for 7 months. And there was never any conflict. She had issues with some of the things he did, but she didn't feel like it was necessary to bring them up. And then she went over his house one day and she saw like garments from other women. And she was like, what's this about? Like, she brought conflict to him. And she kind of like, she didn't explode, but she got mad. He'd never seen her mad before. She was the cool girl, right? And then he explained himself. The next day, he ends things with her because he says he's not ready for a relationship. 7 months in. Now, if she would have brought up conflict month 2, she would have realized he didn't have the capacity for a relationship. He wanted the good parts of the relationship, the fun parts. He didn't want the actual difficult parts. Once that was brought to him, that's when he ran. And there's also a difference with the sexes too. Generally speaking, this isn't always the case. Women, their capacity is normally tested through intimacy, like getting closer to them. That's when you'll see a lot of women run. Because a lot of them don't want to get hurt. They've been hurt, they don't want to get hurt again. So if you get too close to them, if you start cultivating emotional intimacy, that's when a lot of women will get like dysregulated and then run, right? Men is conflict. They want things to be easy and peaceful. So bring conflict to them, that's when a man will get kind of triggered and then run. Obviously, it's not that black and white, but I have seen that, you know, there's more on one side than the other.
I think that makes a lot of sense because I feel like men would be more likely to run away once conflict arises due to the emotions that it like conjures up,
right?
And the fact that we have been conditioned to not express any emotion other than anger, for the most part. There's really nothing you can do other than like run away from the situation or like shut down,
right?
So that does seem to like make a lot of sense,
right?
But I think the last girl, I had never mentioned it to you because like it was just one of them things. Like I tried to get all the details I could.
Mm-hmm.
We got in an argument that day. A whole long weird story, but basically I was like, oh, I didn't like how that happened. I was like very regular, very calm about it. But then like she was like, no, it's okay, everything's fine, it's in the past now. I was like, wait, hold on, wait, chill. Like we still talking about it. Don't like shut me down real quick. We still talking about this. Don't dismiss my feelings. Like I told you I didn't like how that made me feel. It's cool. But like you therapy speak, girl, you're supposed to be able to handle this with me.
Right.
And then like literally like 3 hours later, someone she was like, I don't think I'm ready. And I was like, I see now.
That'll drive me crazy, bro. That'll drive me crazy. Yeah, that was one of the biggest like discoveries that I made probably this year, the whole capacity thing. And then seeing how so like for the people in the chat, right? Like there's high capacity, moderate capacity, and low capacity. Okay. So how you can determine what you're dealing with is high capacity individuals can like stay connected to you in points of conflict and increased intimacy. So we don't have to talk about them because most high capacity individuals are in relationships, right? Low capacity individuals, if there's intimacy increases or conflict arises, they will create distance to regulate a lot of the times. I just made a YouTube video on this. I haven't posted it yet, but I'm posting it tonight. So they'll create distance. They'll get dysregulated. They'll create distance. Now, with low capacity person, they either will never come back, take a long time to come back, or when they do come back, they're never the same.
It's like with the breadcrumbing and stuff like that.
That's somebody who like you was FaceTiming every night, and then something happens where like you get a little bit closer or there's some friction. They disappear for a couple of days. They come back. Now every time you try to FaceTime them, they're busy.
That happened to me too.
Low capacity. It's low capacity, right? They always got an excuse. Like they want to be there, but there's something stopping them, right? A moderate capacity person will also get triggered or dysregulated, but they will return within 24 to 72 hours. And they'll get back to baseline. So that when they do return, they're not going to be like weird and like what's off with this person, right? You can make things can work with a moderate capacity person. It will require patience. It's not going to be fun because it's going to be cyclical, right? It's cyclical. Like that person they will get dysregulated again and they will run again. It will happen, right? Just prepare yourself for it. But over time, that should slow down. CC said that's kind of me. So it's moderate capacity. Because people think, and here's another thing. Does capacity align with stages? Yeah, it's more so moderate capacity. You'll see that normally with stage 2. But people think that people think that if a person runs from them, that they're avoidant. Anxious people also run. Anxious people they'll also go ghost. It's just the motivation behind it is different. Right? The avoidant person is running because they see their autonomy disappearing. You're getting too close. Anxious person is running because they don't want to get hurt. So they're trying to get ahead of the pain.
Leave you before you leave them, basically. So that's more the anxious. Oh, okay.
Right. So you can't just look.
That's more avoidant thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that tracks.
Exactly. You think like, you think leaving is avoiding, so then we associate with avoidant attachment. It's like, nope. Anxious people do the same shit. It's just a different reason.
Wait, so okay, I guess so. Sure, why not? So back to the
CJ got the camera on. Hey.
Someone told me to turn the camera on. What are the mods? I don't know. So like back to the feeling thing. So for instance, say this is kind of where I have like the hard part differentiating it. Mm-hmm. It's like I hate to use it as like the example, but last girl. I didn't know I liked outgoing, like bubbly girls.
Right.
Until I met her. And I was like, oh, you like light up a room type energy. I used to date like really shy, reserved girls.
Right.
And so once I realized that with her, I was like, oh shit, she makes me feel more outgoing and makes me feel more bubbly. Mm. So I mean, I like that. I would like to think I like that about her, but I did like how that made me feel as well.
Yeah, I think it's like a balance of both. I don't think it's like if you are enjoying how you're feeling around the person, then that means you're not in that connection, right? It's just like that shouldn't, like you said earlier, that shouldn't be the only reason why. You're looking at the comments. She said, she said you look black today. Y'all might think that CJ is Puerto Rican. He is not. He is an African American male. He just looks like that.
My real name is Charles. There ain't no Latino named Charles. Come on now.
But
I'm
but
black. I'm making a seafood boy. I got crab legs in here.
there we go. Yeah, yeah, man. It's. I mean, I've dated women where it's like, okay, I like how I feel in their presence. That's gonna be part of it, right? It's not like people demonize it, but it's nothing wrong with that. It's just, is that the only reason? It's like if you want someone who is financially stable. There's a difference between like wanting someone financially stable as like just one of the things that you're looking for, and you being a gold digger or a sprinkle lady. See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
In that analogy, the money is being replaced with feelings. So someone who is being a gold digger, aka only with you for the feelings that you create within them, is a person who's probably not going to be a good fit. But someone who
Okay.
likes how you make them feel, in addition to just enjoying you as a person, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, because I could say I think there's girls like I would date and like I won't like them that much, but they'll like me a lot. So that kind of gives me an ego boost. But like that's all that I have going for me with them, and then I'll cut it off, obviously. But like that's when I can tell it's like, oh, this is just like a validation thing or something like that, and like I don't actually like the person, the
Hmm.
girl themselves. It's just like, oh, you're giving me some form of something,
Right.
and then that's when I realize, oh, I don't even like you, and then I cut it off.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's very stage one
Hmm.
to get with people just off of how they make you feel. Because what you're describing is like you're conscious of it. You're at a higher stage of development.
Overthinking final boss, but I appreciate that.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. It's like metacognition, right? Like you could think about how you think. Not everyone
Oh yeah,
has the ability to engage in metacognition. They don't think about how they think. They're not that conscious. So stage one is going to be more so predicated upon like just defaulting to, oh, I get positive feelings from this person, so I'm going to go in that direction. Not even thinking about like, oh, I'm using them for my own means. It's the same thing with people like who rebound. People who rebound typically, it's not about the person that they're meeting. It's about like trying to achieve some emotional goal. Like a lot of people in that situation are trying to avoid grief, so they bury themselves in another person.
yeah. Also, I've done that too. I've done a little bit of everything. I feel like I've ticked all of the little boxes, but
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. I've done that before.
Right.
Try not to though. I'm aware of like those patterns now. It's just getting over them and like recognizing them.
Right.
A lot of it's like impulse control. I feel like just like because like especially if like a girl's giving you what you want out of the situation,
Uh huh.
it's kind of hard to like, hey, I'm getting some good stuff, but
In the yammies.
you gotta get the
In
yammies,
the
the super
yammies.
soaker,
Right.
the water gun,
Uh
you
huh.
know. So you gotta weigh the variables up and see what's worth pursuing or not.
Right. Right. I mean, that comes with like just getting older and getting more experience. I saw a guy, like a young guy actually, make a video a while back, and he was like, he was thinking about going at this chick, and then he was like, and then what? He's asked himself that question. I was okay. I try to crack, and then what after that? And he was like asking himself, and then what? Stopped him from doing it in the first place. I do the same shit. Well, I've done the same shit in the past. Where I'm like, okay, and then what happens? It's like, oh, nothing, because you have no real intention here. It's like, okay, well now I don't want to do it at all. All right. So yeah, it's about getting older and being a bit more intentional, getting in proper alignment Alignment is very important. I told you I was talking to I made a video about another client, anxiously attached guy. I hold the perspective that people who are anxiously attached don't really want to be casual with anybody. Even if they are casual, that's not their ideal situation, right? So, because this guy was telling me, he was like, he reached out to me because he was tired of being anxious, tired of his anxiety ruining his connections, and he said that there was this woman that he was dating, because he's a bartender, right? This woman that he was dating, and he was casual with it. They started off casual, and he said that dated for a few months. She would come over. They had really good chemistry. She would come over, and every time she would come over his house, she would say, "I'm home." He was like, "Hey, I'm home," right? That's how she would greet him when she came over to his house. So he really enjoyed that. He really enjoyed her saying, "Hey, I'm home," right? And I asked him, I told him, I said, well, listen, if you really wanted casual, one, you wouldn't be so anxious about this connection. And two, you wouldn't enjoy her saying, "Hey, I'm home," when she arrived at your house. Because her saying that is signaling like depth in the connection. She's pantomiming being your wife in a sense. Right?
The
So
lover boy in me hears that. I'm just like, ooh,
right.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Right. So I'm like, you don't want to be casual. Because I asked him before this whole conversation, I'm like, what's your goal? You want like a relationship, marriage? He's like, nah, it's casual. So now I asked him again. I said, "Are you sure you want to be casual?" Because I'm like, it doesn't sound like you want to be casual. It sounds like the things that you enjoy are things that you would actually get from a relationship. And he like sat with it for like 10 seconds, and he was like, "You're right. I do want to be married and have a family." I'm like, yeah, but you sabotage so many of those connections due to your anxious attachment that you don't think it's realistic for you. So now you're settling for the next best thing.
Yeah. I think the anxious attachment for me only kicks in once I like you.
Right.
Other than that, I'm like pretty secure, maybe leaning on avoidant a little bit. But I think once I'm in, once I like you, I'm in, and once I don't like you, I want nothing to do with you, which is kind of unfortunate. But
well, yeah, that's what I kind of meant when I said don't do casual. Like, obviously, if you're not really rocking with a person, then yeah, you could do casual. But I feel like people who really can do casual, they can do casual even if they like you.
Nah, absolutely not. Could never do that.
Right or wrong, that is a debatable point. But what do y'all think, chat? I personally know people who could do casual with anybody. It doesn't matter to them. I don't think anxious people have that ability. Like I can do casual with somebody who like I don't like. Like if I'm just physically attracted to you, like yeah, I can do it. If I like you, not a chance. Not a chance. Not even a possibility.
And I'm blind to myself if that's all I'm getting. Just settling for the cheeks, nah.
So now he says I'm anxious and I run from casual. Right. Can't do it, man. So don't throw ADHD on top of that.
Oh God, yeah, me too.
Woman I'm dating right now has ADHD and anxious attachment. So it's like anxious attachment amplifies. No, ADHD amplifies anxious attachment. I learned it from my personal experience, being someone who's anxiously attached. Well, insecure now, but historically anxiously attached, and ADHD. It's like throwing gasoline on it. It's difficult. So, for all my anxious people out there who don't have ADHD, count your blessings.
And to add on to that, I got the anxious attachment. I got the ADHD. Also an only child, so I'm spoiled as fuck. So I got the trifecta of attachment, anxiety.
Right. It becomes almost obsessive limerick. It's like, hold on. ADHD amplifies any attachment style. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but that is difficult to navigate. Like personally for myself, I had to do some work on that because that shit is difficult to deal with. The hyperfixation is quite the monster to slay. Is Danny here?
I think I've seen him.
Oh, yeah, he's here. I see him. He got them shorts on. Danny, you want to come up?
Come on up, Danny boy. Bring them legs out.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's good, Brody? Have you noticed
Brody.
that your neurodivergence amplifies the anxious attachment? Do you have pants on in the profile picture, Danny? Because I see a lot of thigh meat. Okay, he does have
Yes,
some.
I have pants on.
I don't know if he had a thong on or what. All right.
It's just shorts, normal white people shorts. To answer your question, fuck yes. Makes it worse, way worse.
Right.
Really leans on the curse side of gift and a curse.
Uh huh.
Totally. Because there's even times where, like, I might, obviously, when you go through connections and they end, and sometimes you have some emotional residue. Even after the emotional residue, like, psychologically, like, I hate unclosed loops. Hate them. They torture me. Even if I don't have an emotional attachment to the person, there's times where, like, there are some unclosed loops years ago that I still think about.
Right.
They just pop up in my head and I try to rationalize them, and I have to kind of talk myself through the shit I've already talked myself through, but it just pops up like that. It's really annoying. It's a very annoying problem for me.
Yeah, he's a bit more far going than I have been. Like, I don't have any like open loops from years ago that still haunt me, but
No.
that sounds like hell.
They get weaker with time, of course, but I mean, still sometimes you think about them. I think
Right.
about them from time to time, and but yeah. But I'm also on the spectrum. I don't just have ADHD, so take that
Right.
with a grain of salt.
Right.
I know there's a lot of people on the spectrum that'll hyperfixate on certain things and crash out about them.
So what is it? What is it about like the ADHD people and autistic people where they say they mesh very well?
The ADHD.
ADHD.
Right. They say that's like the best connection. They're like take an autistic person with an ADHD
How
person.
would
It's
they
like,
work? Autistic and ADHD.
So I think
both kind of communicate directly a lot of the
yeah,
time.
they both communicate directly and over-explain things. So communication is a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what the only thing I can think of. I know in my experience, some other neurodivergence I've dated, it can be annoying. It can be really annoying, especially if you're used to dating like neurotypicals.
Yeah.
Or you get used to certain patterns and behavior, you build skills around those, and then you date someone that's neurodivergent, and all those rules fall apart, right? Like all those things you've come to understand, whether it's about like pacing, escalation, flirting. It can be confusing, when someone stands out and you're like, why does this not make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's a real issue you'll come across. But I'd have to think about it a bit more, write about it to kind of understand. I think I've kind of been over-indexing on the spark and safety stuff for a while, and attachments. But yeah, I think you gotta have a lot of patience if you're gonna date a neurodivergent, and you have to understand that
You have to have a lot of patience. I mean, you discussed it's like you have to like kind of control the pacing a little bit. Because with someone who's neurodivergent, like the pacing, they're not you gotta give them grace for it too. Like they're just not going to be the person who steers the ship there, right?
Right.
And
Right. You gotta be put the cheeks in the bag
Right.
kind of person with
Right.
them.
you gotta
Really
change.
keep that. You gotta keep in mind, especially if you're dating neurodivergent women, they're very much in their heads.
Right.
They may not be avoidant, they could be anxiously attached, but they're in their heads. So they're not in their bodies. So they're not gonna always have the felt experience you'd expect doing the things you would do or that you're expected to do as a man in those connections. So keep that in mind
Right.
when it comes to spark related issues.
In my experience too, with like two ADHD people dealing with one another, very high chemistry.
Yes.
Very high chemistry. Very high emotional dysregulation too, though. Like, because in neurodivergence, you feel deeply. Like you feel very deeply. So you got two people who are feeling very deeply. So I think that it's even more important in those type of connections for like the man to be very grounded.
Yeah.
So like I have to take on the responsibility of being like, gotta really ground myself here and like weather this storm, right? Because it's difficult with like neurodivergent women and men are different because the feminine naturally takes in more information. And women naturally take in more information than men do. So it's easier for them to be overwhelmed. So you get like a neurodivergent woman, she's going to be taking in more information. So she's probably more easily to become overstimulated.
Yes.
And that overstimulation can cause them to, that overstimulation can cause them to behave in ways that you would perceive to be avoidant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not avoidance. It is pure overstimulation. So,
Right.
I'll call you back, and then there's no call back, and you're like taking it personally, and it's like no, the person. It's like you're literally talking to a state. Is my experience. You're not talking to like a static person. You're talking to a state. So
Oh, a state.
when they said they call you, that's a state that you're talking to.
That was the good version of that.
Right? And then the state changed, and you're like, well, I thought you can call me back. No, that was the other state that said I'll call you back. I'm in a different state now. I'm overstimulated. Now the prospect of calling you back is overwhelming to me.
Right. You almost have to, like...
That's a good way to frame it.
You have to break a lot of the rules you're used to with neurotypicals. Like, obviously a lot of people talk about don't be spamming them. It comes off as neat and stuff. But sometimes with neurodivergence, you kind of have to be up their ass to get that follow through.
Right.
And it's not intentional. It's just kind of like you said, like they're in different states depending on like their sensory overload or whether they're overstimulated or not, or they feel like they're pressured to do something a certain way mechanically. Sometimes you just gotta follow through and just make what you want to happen in those states. But also, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they do it intentionally. I may do it unintentionally, but I think sometimes they do kind of come off a little egocentric. I think that's just kind of them.
100%. Yes, 100%. I think so. And it's like, what was I going to say? Because you also have to factor in like that rejection sensitivity dysmorphia, right? So it's like, oh, the state, I said I'll call you back. State changed. I don't call you back. Now I know I didn't call you back. Now I feel shame about not calling you back. Now I'm going to avoid you even more because I'm avoiding the shame that calling you brings up in me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to deal with that rejection because they're so sensitive to rejection.
Mm-hmm.
So
procrastination.
Right. So here's the strategy. You just do what you normally would do. You can't be reactive. You can never occupy the mental position where you are taking things personally. So if you normally call at lunchtime, call. No tit for tat, no keeping, score on who did what. If you just do what you normally would do, you can make it work with a neurodivergent person. But if you get into that reactive, like, okay, I was the last person to initiate. If you get into that trap, cooked.
Right.
Promise you, you're cooked.
I'll admit, I feel like my dating life has, in general, has significantly improved by just doing what I want.
Yes.
Just do whatever I want to do. That has made it a lot easier for me, at least, in a lot of circumstances. So, I strongly agree with that advice.
I tell guys that all the time. They get into this reaction, this game playing mode. I'm like, bro, just do. There was a guy who, a client of mine, and he was like, well, I texted her the other day, bro, so I can't text her again, right? I was like, why? He's because I'll be double texting.
Says who?
Because I'll be double texting. I'll get my power away. I don't even think like that. You can't take power from me.
Right.
I don't care, right?
I could always meet more pressure.
Exactly.
I don't, like,
Yeah.
who cares about the call?
I don't care if you think you have you don't, right? Like, you just don't. So I don't care if that's what's in your head. These guys don't want women to even think they have it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weird. Like, just leave it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. So I'm like, do you want to double text? Would you like to text her again? He's like, yeah. I said, well, then text her again. And then he texted her again. And she was like, I've been waiting for you to text. I was thinking about you today. And then she came over and they had a fantastic time. He started giving me too many details. I'm not trying to hear about the water park, brother. I'm not trying to hear about the juicy fruit. I feel like I'm watching James and the Giant Peach. I don't need to hear all the details. But I'm glad that y'all have a great time. But I told him that wouldn't have happened if you didn't text again.
Right.
And he was like, right. I said, see,
Auntie.
that doesn't mean that, like, oh, you should double text. That just means you do what you want to do. That's the masculine position.
Right.
Is just doing what you want to do.
Right. I would honestly say I think the way I kind of saw it is just, you want to be, sometimes they say bold. I say even be brazen. Be brazen. Unapologetic with what you want to do. Because it's what you want to do. It's going to push the wrong people away, and the right ones are going to like you more for it. So
Exactly.
Right. 100%.
But, yeah, biggest improvement to my dating life, and for any men listening, your dating life will get significantly better when you just do what you want and not be sorry about it.
And life in general too. Just do what you want to do. Life is way too short to not do what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah, that's Rollo Tomasi. Not a big fan of his. Red Pill guy. He wrote the book. What was it called? Fuck. It'll come back to me. He wrote a very popular book in like the red pill space, and he came up with this concept called "Be Your Own Mental Point of Origin," which is a good point. Now, the rest of his stuff I disagree with, but the mental point of origin is a good concept for men. Meaning, like, it's not you're being self-centered. It's, think of it like healthy self-centeredness, right? Where it's like you're not so overly concerned about how you're being perceived and these other things, or how people are receiving you, or did me saying this rub the person the wrong way? It's like, no, you're just expressing yourself, which is essentially just being present to the moment. If you're present to the moment, you're naturally not going to be too consumed by what people are thinking about you. And that's just a more attractive way to move through life. Right?
I feel like for like a lot of the outliers, for connections that didn't work out, that was usually like a problem with me, worrying about like what they were doing or how they thought of me, or how I cared about like the frame instead of just doing what I want. The times where I have just done what I want and I've just been brazen things, whether it's just like escalating, moving the date along, deepening the connection, it would just go smoothly.
Right.
It would just work. So that presence is huge. Just being in that moment and not trying to overthink the future or their opinions or what, like, I guess in those situations you're like borderline waiting on their emotional permission when you're not supposed to do that. And think about how you feel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's just going to be the most important information for a lot of guys out there is, some need to be a little bit more self-centered, especially if you're like anxious leaning. Yeah, you need to be a little bit more self-centered for sure, because that's not your default setting.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
to a
that's
point it
right.
is, like me and CJ was talking about. To a point it is. It's like you are when you get activated. You are
Yeah.
when you get activated. You're fixated on yourself, right? When you're not, you're
Right.
kind of oriented towards like the other person.
Right. That's very true. A lot of anxious attachment is kind of selfish at its core.
I've been bursting the anxious attachment bubble in the last couple of videos.
I've noticed the trend.
I've been busting
I
the
thought
bubble.
there was a turn.
Right.
There's a turn in the content now.
Right, because like anxious attached people, I mean the avoidantly attached people are getting like the punching bag. They're the punching bags, right? But anxious attached people tend to think their shit don't stink, and it does. It does.
No, it's staying.
It does.
It's staying.
It ain't all.
Rancid.
Yeah, y'all aren't just all super loving, right? I was talking to a client. I was like, it's a trap because, anxious people they give so much to the connection, but they're giving it because they feel like they're trying to buy the love.
Yeah.
They feel like they have to earn it, so they're performing for it. So they're trying to buy it. But what happens a lot of time is it's not
It
reciprocated.
creates entitlement.
It's not reciprocated, and it creates resentment.
It's a covert contract.
Yes.
A lot
Covert
of anxious
contract.
attachment's kind of like a cousin to the nice guy syndrome. If
Right.
anything, nice guys are probably just anxiously attached men.
Right. That's all it is.
Cool.
That's all it is. And then it's like, well, this person isn't doing the same things I do for them. And that's when you get hit with like the whole I didn't ask you to do all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, if this was truly an expression of your generosity, you wouldn't be keeping score.
Right.
Just like Drake.
Right? Exactly. You wouldn't be keeping score. If this was truly an expression of your generosity, you wouldn't be keeping score. Keeping score, because this isn't an expression of your generosity. It is you trying to capture somebody. You're trying to give a lot of value so that you can solidify the connection. They won't go anywhere. It's not pure.
Right.
It's not pure.
A lot of the behaviors are really to either avoid ambiguity or avoid abandonment. It's not orienting towards the person. It's avoiding pain that motivates a lot of those behaviors.
That's the biggest thing that I've been learning recently is like not performing. I didn't realize how much of my persona in relationships was oriented around performance and
How so?
feeling useful. Right?
Wow.
So for me, it's like my default strategy would be being funny or advising. So two things.
Yikes.
It would be like just being entertainment, or it would be advising. Like, okay, you got a problem. Here's how I would see the problem. I'm really good at solving problems. So I'll be like, okay, just in general, I just apply it to dating and relationships. But in general, I'm good at solving problems. So it's like, got a problem? Solve it. Did I earn your love today? Right? What I've been practicing is I'm not solving shit. If you directly ask me, I'll help. Depending on what it is. But now it's like I resist the urge to jump in and solve anything. Even if I can know the answer.
Yeah. That's something I had to learn to do myself, is learn to just acknowledge people's problems without offering the solution.
Right.
And sometimes even saying no, not saying yes to every time someone asks you to do something, putting yourself and your time into helping everyone or everything. Because in your head in the moment, you feel like you're being selfless, but like you said, over time, when it starts to feel asymmetrical in the treatment or behavior, you start to get resentful for it. And by then, it's already kind of too late. You've already built this frame with whether you're two friends or romantic partners, where you're kind of doing these things selflessly and not getting it reciprocated.
Well, there's a multitude of different problems. What you just listed out is also you're reinforcing the belief that you have to earn love and affection. You have to train yourself, condition yourself to know that love can be freely given. You can just be.
Yeah.
You can just exist
It
here.
reinforces the helplessness too.
Right. You can just exist here and still receive it, which is very weird to experience. To be like, okay, I'm not trying. I'm just here. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not like defaulting to my old tactics of trying to be valuable, trying to be useful to this person, and I'm just here, and they're still showing up. So you're like, oh, okay, I guess you can have a romantic connection, affection without you trying to earn it.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing to learn because I feel like it's almost a somatic reaction when you experience that. The first thing you kind of want to ask is like, why do you like me? Like,
What's
why?
the catch?
Yeah, what's the catch here? When's the other shoe gonna drop? You
Right.
know, what about me do you actually like? Like, this is an experience. Like, when you first go through that experience, it's not something you're used to. So you have to teach yourself that, yeah, this is what people do. You know,
Right.
and they need you. You know,
Right.
you don't. It's not something you have to earn.
100%. I said earlier on live, it's like, at least for guys, I guess this applies to women as well. I told them to beware, trying, regardless if you're anxious or not, beware of trying to hop in and solve everything, because then you can also shift the dynamic between, like, from being based on desire to being based on utility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last thing you want to do. That's the last thing you want to do. So keep it based on desire. You can start to give more as things progress. You enter into different phases. Or like how I do things now, it's like if it's an emergency, of course, I'll jump in. If you ask me, depending on what you're asking, I'll jump in. But I'm not just throwing my cape on just to do it.
Yeah.
Nope.
I used to do that a lot too, but I kind of shifted it to the perspective of trying to help people help themselves. So I just give them the advice, or like just let them have a shoulder to cry on or vent to, but I'll just let them figure it out for themselves. Because sometimes people really just sometimes you gotta learn the hard way, unfortunately.
Yes. 100%.
That's how I
100%.
learned. Trial and error, getting burned,
Right.
metaphorically, physically, like that's the only way it works for me sometimes. So you gotta do it. It hurts, especially when you like empathize with them and you really want to see them be better, or whatever it is, whether it's like a friend or whoever.
Right.
You just gotta let them do it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if this is like an anxious thing, but have y'all experienced like in a relationship, your lady's in a bad mood, and then it's like you try to get her in a good one?
Sometimes you just gotta let her be in the bad mood, man.
You do. But I used to struggle with that. I was like, I gotta change. I gotta change the mood. It's making me uncomfortable, so I gotta.
Like if you're not right, I'm not right.
Right. I
But
need
that's
you
not
to
healthy.
be. Remember, I came home one day and I was like, I was chilling, and then like I remember my ex was like annoyed about something, not nothing dealing with me, just annoyed in general. And she normally wouldn't communicate those things, and I could just tell that her mood was off. And then I got annoyed because she was annoyed, and she was like, "Are you in a bad mood? Because I'm in a bad mood." I was like, "Yes." Right. And as soon as I said yes, I was like, "Wait, that shouldn't work that way." It was like kind of codependent a little bit. Your mood shouldn't affect me. Like, yeah, it can affect me, but it doesn't have to like affect me to that degree to where now my state is ruined. That kind of lowers safety in the connection.
I don't know if I've ever gotten to that extent. Usually, if they're upset, I may try to talk it out, which is probably the same thing.
Right.
Just in a
Like, what's
different
wrong?
flavor.
You're trying to like solve it.
Yeah, like I might validate their feelings too much, even if I don't agree. I think in the past I used to be quite a peacekeeper. But usually these days, I don't have a problem arguing if there's an argument to be had,
Right.
which might be a different problem. But I don't know. Probably so, to be honest. Probably so. I can't recall which situations could be like that unless we talked about it more, gone into depth about it. But honestly, if I already had peacekeeping tendencies, I probably had codependency or enmeshment tendencies.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Has it ever worked to go back to someone you dated before? I'm sure it's worked for one of these guys. I want to see y'all answer the question. I've never spun the block
Don't
on
look at
anybody.
me.
I've never. So
Never
I'm
spun
gonna
the
be
block.
honest. I've never had any proof to suggest that works. Anytime the block has been spun, I think talking to them, it would click. That's like, oh, they're the same. Like this is the same thing that happened before when we split. Or they might bring up what they've been up to, and if they talk to them, I'm like, oh, they're really doing the same thing to him. Or like, oh, this is just the same girl. I'm gonna have the same problem, and then I kind of lose interest because I realize that re-engaging in this means re-engaging in that problem, and I already know I don't like that. So
Right.
if they do, I already kind of learn why it doesn't work. It gives me clarity, for sure, but no, I don't have any proof that it works myself.
Yeah, I think it works for like lower level like dynamics, right? If there's like open loops left, I'm not an open loop kind of guy. You kind of know where you stand with me, so there's no need to. I don't create that type of situation. But did consider. I tried once with one of the strippers
Spun the pole.
because she kept engaging with my post. So I was like, all right, you trying to reconnect? We can do that, right? But the father of her child kept sabotaging, so he would do this thing like he would not watch the child when we got together, or he would create some sort of emergency. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
no. But I almost also spun the block on Faha.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what?
Remember the shorty who had the Faha on? And I was like, we were like making out one night. I was getting kind of handsy, and then I felt something real tough. And I was like, "You Batman? What's under there? Is this you have a G Unit bulletproof vest under your shirt? What's going on?" It was real tough under there. So that's what she's been henceforth known as Faha. But she's not badly built. I don't know why she had one on. She's not bad. She's built really, really well, to be honest with you.
Was that one of them in the chat you sent?
No. I almost did. I'll send it. I'll send it just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But
I feel like the only way.
Is there a picture of the Faha?
no, I don't have a picture of the file.
I feel like the only way spinning the block could possibly work, and this is like, honestly, like 3% chance this happens, but it'd probably be like a few years down the road. You've grown, the other person's grown. Mm-hmm. There's no intentional block spinning. You bump into each other doing, whatever, minding your own business.
Right.
And then you kind of reconnect and rekindle as two different people exploring a new chapter, not revisiting.
Yeah, this got to be serendipitous.
Yeah, that's very unlikely to happen. But I feel like that would be the only way you can justify spinning the block on someone. I've heard stories like that with friends and long-term relationships or marriages, but very few and far between. I feel like if you go out of your way to spin on someone, it's not going to work. At best, you get something casual, I
almost spun on med school.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you. Danny was thinking the same thing.
I don't blame you.
Bad, wasn't she? She was bad as shit, wasn't she?
The build.
She's bad in a motherfucker, man. Oh my god.
That petite with, I can't even talk about it. I want to get your band.
Yeah, let's refrain from dropping details, but I don't on a couple of my shorties. I ain't gonna lie. I don't blame you. The temptation is certainly there. Um, especially when you get better at game, when you get better at it, and you have a couple new toys in the tool belt that you can play with. You're a different man, and you almost want to validate if you could pull it off. Yeah, the temptation's there for sure. But I'm trying to find a wife, and finding a wife means not spinning the block on.
Spinning the black Freudian slip.
That is a Freudian slip. That is a Freudian slip. 100%.
Spinning the black is crazy.
Spinning the black is quite on brand for you, my boy. But yeah, I 100% almost spun on med school, man. I tested med school. She responded and everything very quickly. I was like, nah. I reneged on it immediately. This was a long time ago, though. This wasn't nothing recent.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't blame you if you were like Wolverine, that Wolverine meme where he's like holding the pit photo in his bed.
Oh, in the bed?
Yeah.
Right.
He's just holding it like this.
That took a while to shake. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That one took a while to shake off. Normally, I'm real quick with the shake off. That one took a minute.
Did you fumble her or did she fumble you?
If I'm honest,
that side tells me everything.
If I'm honest, no, I didn't fumble her. I didn't fumble her at all. She was a runner. She's one of those. Because she was in a situation where she was like, she wants to move to, she's Oromo or like Ethiopian.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, she looks like it.
Oh, you analyzed the photo, huh, CJ? All right, relax on med school.
I just assumed Kurt.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I cut the names out. He's probably doing like reverse image searches and shit like that. But can I screenshot my iPad? I think I can. Hold on.
Should be able to.
Okay. I'm gonna send Faha right now. But she wants to like, we were in the car talking one time, right? And she was like, I'm not staying here. I'm not like changing my trajectory for a man, right? And I was like, sure, I wouldn't expect you to, right? If you're going to DC for your residency, like, I'm not holding you back for that. I encourage you to go. And then she like immediately reneged. She was like, maybe I would, right? So she was already like that kind of fearful avoidant. She's already kind of conflicted. Only been in one relationship before. 10 years my junior also. So this was not someone. This is someone who was a little bit inexperienced.
She did look a little young.
Yeah. She's 10 years my junior. Youngest I ever dated. But, yeah. Just conflicted, man. She dipped on out. I think it was the right decision for her, though. Because I would have kept it here. We really weren't really compatible. She said that, can we talk about like family planning and stuff like that? And she was like, she's always envisioned that she would have like a man just stay home and take care of the kid because she wants to do like Doctors Without Borders and shit like that, where they go overseas.
For a house husband.
Mr. Romeo, where you at?
Normally, in my connections, I'm always the more ambitious one. So I immediately was like recoiled at that statement.
Whoa.
I'm like, I know you're a doctor.
Making these kids, but
right. I know you're a doctor. You know I'm in a 7-figure vehicle. This is the vehicle of a business I'm in is a 7-figure vehicle or more. You're capped. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I would be home though, but. No, I don't know if I'm going to be child rearing. I'm not doing that. Come on, what are we talking about? She also had not an issue, but like, she was telling me she didn't know how my son would be well received because she was like, well, I can go back I can trace my ancestry back like generation after generation after generation after generation to like in the Oromo culture, like they were really big on that shit. They're really big on that. This African shit. So there was some real incompatibilities there. There was real incompatibilities there. It wasn't an acceptance thing. It was, I forgot how she worded it. It was more so like she was focusing on like just the ancestry. It wasn't like, oh, I wouldn't love the child that you had. It wasn't anything weird like that. She would get kicked to the curb immediately. But I don't know if there was like be a difference between like her offspring and then the child I bring into the fold. So it was definitely some incompatibilities there. But
That almost sound like eugenics.
yeah, you would say gotta preserve the culture. Hold on, I just sent it. Who liked it immediately? Hannah was waiting on it.
Hannah's always waiting on new updates in the chat.
Hannah,
She likes them reposted.
Hannah was waiting on it like immediately. Damn, Hannah, hey, chill out. But yeah,
Yeah,
med
that
school was the
reminds
only
me-
one that I really thought about spending on. But like anyone else, like nah, just get another one.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds, just like I'll subtract somebody new.
I agree with that sentiment. Like, once you know how to do this well enough, you can always find a new person, but better in different ways. I'm not going to promise you can replace the people you connect with intimately, but you can always find someone that's better.
Right.
And if you remember that, then you'll be okay.
I would put my lineup against. I'm just sitting here looking at the phone. I really would put my lineup against the best of them out there, to be honest with you. Anyway,
The lineup's crazy.
anyway,
The lineup's
me and Danny was talking
I
about it the
can't
other day.
see it.
Me and Dan was talking about it. He was like, "It's actually, you have some elite pools." I'm like, "I'm telling you right now, bro, this shit's crazy."
Elite pools.
averaging
W
40
pools.
a game. Averaging 40.
Yeah. Triple double.
Danny's actually seen more than everybody else has, low key. But it is a
Share
nice
some
track
for the
record,
rest of us. Goddamn.
huh?
I said share some for the rest of us. Goddamn.
I'm gonna send my number to the because Danny has it, but I just realized the rest of y'all don't have it, so I'm gonna send my number to the chat real quick, so y'all have it too. But yes,
Noise box there.
quite. It's definitely egotistical because like even that's a shallow thing that I do. It's like if I'm going to be with someone, they got to be more fresh than the last one. They just got to. It's an ego
I
thing.
had a tip or
They
two.
got to. X set the standard. X is pressure too. So she set the standard. So it's like you can't below. We're not gonna limbo this shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're not limboing it. Can't happen. Can't do it. That's me though. That's my shallowness.
I'm a sucker for stimulation. Like if I feel like the conversation always stays shallow or it's like boring to me, like you can be total pressure. You can be a 10 out of 10. And like if I feel bored, I don't feel like you can do anything. It just wouldn't bother me. I just wouldn't care to engage. I'd be super lazy about it. I don't know. That's kind of my kryptonite.
Oh yeah, that's what's hard to find, right? Because it's like I'm the same way, and you're asking for a lot though.
Mhm.
You're asking
Yeah.
for someone to be beautiful, stimulating, like intellectually stimulating, and single. And I would assume no kids if you don't have any. I'm open to women with kids. They can't have more than one though. And they can't have baby daddy issues, which pretty much eliminates all women with kids. So I don't really date. So I don't date them often.
Yes.
So I don't date them often for that. It's like I don't care. I don't care that you have one, but obviously I'm joking. It's not all women, obviously, but it's a lot of them though.
Like 9 out of 10.
It is a lot of them. Brent, you got to believe this. You got to agree. There's a lot of them who have issues with the father of
Good
their
for you,
child.
dog.
Not like undeserved issues, but issues nonetheless. I can't deal with it. Because my situation, my ex will tell you, she's like, we don't have a problem. He's like, we don't have a problem. I need some bread. He sends it. You know, we ain't no fights. It's cool. It's a lot of them though. It is a lot of them. Every woman I've dated who's had a child has had like, well, burnt me was one, not literally burnt me, by the way, but what burnt me was one of the women that I dated. Like I told you, the father of her child would sabotage every date because he knew what she was doing, so he would manufacture an emergency. Imagine
The girls are fighting in the chat.
Say what?
The girls are fighting in the chat.
What are they fighting about?
Who's the fave?
Who's the fave when it comes to what?
Your favorite female mod?
Where do you see that? I don't see that.
Tell them stop fighting.
Started dating someone with a kid and baby mama issues, and my advice is don't. Yeah, it goes both ways. Listen, for women, I would tell you the same thing. Like, if the man has like issues with the mother of his child, I wouldn't be mad at you for running for that. That's a lot of like unnecessary friction.
Yeah, something to keep in mind.
Danny is the favorite male. You want to know the favorite female? From who? From like the chat? Is it a chat question or a me question? Kiana.
He didn't even deny it.
What?
Danny being the female mod. But it's cool.
Oh, Danny,
I know my
because
role.
Danny show face more than you do, man.
I know my role.
For
I know
me?
my place.
Listen, I'm rocking with Hannah, because Hannah been here the longest. She been OG. Hannah was like in the live when I had like 10 people.
Yeah, where do you think she got all those muscles from?
Right. She been in the live since I had like 10 people.
Been a bouncer the whole time.
That's an easy answer. An easy answer. Hannah thinks it's CC? From me or like the chat? I think the chat will probably say CC.
CC get the most abuse out of anyone.
Yeah. CC like shows face more than all the other mods. Hannah's been up like,
Especially when she was doing commercials.
right,
Yeah.
which she stopped
It's
doing
the
CC.
yes.
I'm lowering your pay from $0 to $0.
While we hear y'all tap the screen, we need to get up to, what are we at, 25K? Can we get up to 30K within the next 5 minutes? I don't even know if that's a good target or not. Tap the screen, motherfucker.
Shifted to DM requests.
How long you been doing the lives? How
Yeah,
long,
she's swimming in them.
Hannah? How long have I been doing the lives? Because Hannah would know because she's been here so long. Hannah, you know how long I've been doing the live?
It's at least a year now, right?
It's over a year.
I think I've been coming here longer than Danny.
Yeah, you have. You were in the early
But
ones.
I wasn't like, I think you was like getting like late 80s, early 90s when I started coming on.
Uh-huh. No, Hannah, I've been doing the business for over a year, not the live. So maybe right at a year, to be
You
honest with
started around, I think, August-ish. I think I was a lurker originally, and I came in around September-ish. Either September or August, but I remember you mentioning that you very recently started the Q&A stuff. That's what I remember in my head.
September?
But I was a lurker back then, so
I only started taking calls because of Hannah. So like I took calls and then I took one call and she was like, I like this format. She just said it in the chat. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna keep taking calls. I did not know I had the ability to diagnose situations or problems in real time, which is like my competitive advantage over other people in this industry. They can't diagnose like I can diagnose. They're going to put you in the box immediately. They're going to hit you with a surface level answer. They can't like go deep. I'm better at that than most clinicians, to be honest with you. It's a real skill set. Most people got to like sit there and think about this shit for a minute.
yeah.
Right.
I feel like there's only one person I've met that has the sense that you have, even close to the sense you have. Only one person. I don't think I've met anyone that has the same kind of keen sense for this stuff in the moment that you have. It is a unique talent.
Yeah, it's just like people be like, "Oh, what's the credentials?" I'm like, I don't have any. So if that's what you want, I mean, I can point you to places who have them. But like, this is just God given skill. Now, there's strengths and weaknesses that come with that, right? Because a clinician is gonna know more than me, right? They're gonna know more about like. You follow Dr. Adam Lane Smith, who's an attachment specialist, or you follow Dr. Sarah Hensley, who's also an attachment specialist. They're going to know way more about attachment styles than I do. I'm not naive about that shit, right? My advantage is range. So they don't know strategy like I know strategy. They don't have the social skills I have. They don't have the sense of humor I have to keep an audience entertained, right? So it's like that's where I lean into. I lean into the range. I can see a lot of clinicians also don't talk about attraction because they don't know how to. It's hard to capture that, right? They don't. That's not in the attraction is not in their textbooks, so they don't think about it. So they can talk to you about connections after you get in one, but a lot of people have a hard time getting in one. Not at all. So some things have to be gotten out the mud through experience. That's where I come in. It's unifying those things, right? And if your situation is too deep for me to handle, then I'll point you in the direction. As many clients know, like, you get a fearful avoidant who comes to me, I'm like, all right, go EMDR. I can't do EMDR. I know you probably need it, so go to this person over here and get that done, right? You got too much trauma, point you in another direction, right? But if your situation is like you have a poor strategy, or you don't understand how attraction works, or you want like a view of your relationship that isn't like overly fixated on safety. That's the issue with the therapeutic industry. They put so much of an emphasis on safety. Relationships aren't supposed to be all safe.
Right.
Safety is an important component, but they shouldn't, like, attraction is not built off of pure safety.
Yeah, I think it's a projection on kind of what a lot of people feel like they're lacking. Like they over-index and pursue like spark, and then they think about the things that are missing, and then they tell people those are the things that you should bring, assuming everyone has spark.
Yes.
But the people that don't have spark, they're not even like seen. Like they're almost like invisible people. They just fall off the radar, or the attachment styles don't sync up. They're unstimulating. They're like invisible.
But then also, it's like if to a man with a hammer, every problem becomes a nail, right?
Wow.
So if you go to like an attachment specialist, they're going to view everything through the lens of attachment styles. Mm-hmm. That's an oversimplification. I give you a perfect example. I had a client recently, beautiful woman, who was dating like this very like high achieving guy. So she was really in like different circles, and she was giving me her relational history, and she was telling me that some guys were like felt very controlling to her. There was like a pattern of guys being controlling. So there was a guy who she was engaged to, and he would want to know like where she was going, who she was going with, that felt controlling to her, and it would polarize her to spend more time with her friends. Every time he would ask for reassurance or clarity on what she had going on, what she was doing, this is her fiance now, it would turn her off, and she would lean more into her friends. She had another guy who she also had that dynamic with a little bit, not to the same extreme, but like it was similar, right? And she's currently dating a guy who isn't putting that type of pressure on clarity, but he isn't as consistent as she wants him to be, and he's not like committing like she wants him to commit. You go to an attachment specialist, they're probably gonna be thinking about like maybe there's a degree of avoidant attachment. Oh, well then in this new connection here, you seem to be a little bit clingy, so maybe you are fearful avoidant. Okay, I asked her about her childhood. She came from a very controlling environment. Her parents were very controlling. So for her, controlling is a trigger. She is triggered when she perceives you're controlling her. Even if you're not really controlling her, just any behavior that signals that you're trying to put her in a box or cage her a bit, it like creates a bigger reaction out of her than it would a regular person who doesn't have that type of trigger, right? But it looks like avoidant attachment. It's not. But if you're looking at everything through an attachment lens, you're going to misdiagnose the situation. You're going to say you're avoidantly attached. That's why you left your fiance, blah, blah, blah. It's like, nope, that's not it at all. This shit is more, there's more variables to consider. She's actually anxiously attached. Not avoidant at all. So,
Definitely.
the range helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
Just a little curiosity goes a long way.
Right.
A lot of these conversations.
Right.
There's always one more question to ask.
100%, man. 100%. I've actually like on my 1 hour coaching calls. Again, if y'all want your 1 hour coaching call, you can this icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Talk about whatever, solve a specific issue or solve a pattern of problems that you're having relationally. But that's a question like I bring up now as well. Is like, just tell me about your relationship with your parents. Gives me a bit more data as to what's going on. Makes me a bit more precise in how to diagnose the situation. But yeah, man, you gotta have range. I believe that the future belongs to generalists anyway. It's also biblical, to be honest with you, the generalist approach, because like in Proverbs it says to plant many seeds, start 7 enterprises, better yet 8, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So it does advise for you to be somewhat of a generalist. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with specialists, but with the advent of AI, specialists are vulnerable. So if you only have one thing that you can do, if it's not like a real world, like put hands on equipment situation, you're vulnerable.
Something to think of.
Right? Talking to you, CJ. How y'all get all them coins? Hey, y'all been gifting my guests and not me. That's crazy. That's wild. Where they do that
I
at?
can make it to Dallas.
Where they do that at? Appreciate you, Snow, but I'm assuming that comes to me, right? Don't make me pass
No,
around.
CJ.
They went to CJ?
Ooh, I'll take that.
That's crazy.
I'll take that.
That's wild. You know what? I'm glad that CJ's getting some love. I'm glad that CJ's getting some love.
Damn, so
Because
buddy.
CJ normally don't get the love in the chat, so give CJ some love. But not too much, because I do have the
accept
power
love
to
in
remove him.
galaxies.
You said what?
Galaxies are my love language.
Wow, any familiarity with religious influence on relationships? Like what? Religious influence on relationships? I would need to you got to point me into a direction so I can talk about it. Can anyone join? Yeah, I mean, we can bring somebody else up if y'all want. We just didn't have any callers, so I brought the squad in. So we could just spitball some shit. You feel me?
Well, it's kind of a dry night. God damn.
I guess because the game is on. Ain't it? Isn't the game on?
It's on tonight.
Oh, yeah. Who's winning?
I don't know. Bought the male squad specifically. I mean, Eva, you could have came up. I thought you were requesting.
Yeah.
Love Island was on too? Tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, we got 229. That's good.
Yeah,
I've
I
had
mean,
the popcorn everything.
Well,
people love the
People
live.
watching the game ain't gonna be watching this, so.
People do love the live. I must admit. Hold on, what? Shorty said, "My bad. I thought the first one was to you, Coach. No, you didn't. You meant to give CJ all them coins."
Your secret's safe with me.
CJ got some love, man. See, that's why we told you gotta keep coming up, CJ. You feel me? You
I
let
mean,
him.
coming up, I just ain't got nothing going on, so I ain't got no questions.
Yeah.
But I came across a video that brought up that topic, so I was like, why not?
I'm gonna see who's in the room real quick. Let me check.
Who's up in here?
Let's see.
I feel like people run when I do that. I'm like, oh no!
CC's here, Soup is here.
I called somebody out.
Eva here.
I called somebody out in Danny's live the other day, and immediately when I said her name, she dipped out.
Yes.
Oh, dog,
Also,
here
the
we got
person
an
I
update
called
on
out
Mr.
to.
O'Neal.
So if y'all,
Say less, coach. Say less.
so if y'all want to shoot, called out for a reason. I was trying to signal. I was trying to signal to the boys real quick. Like that might be one you want to go ahead and you know, look at.
Ear
You
to
feel me?
me.
And as soon as I said shorty name, she dipped. But she came back like 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Send it to
That
us.
sometimes, like I'll say, hey.
Bad in a bitch though, bro. In Toronto.
We got anyone in Toronto here?
Ooh, O-Dog. How's Mr. O'Neal doing, O-Dog? I need to know.
It's her boo.
I tried checking in. She bailed on my stream today.
Really?
Walking. I was like, how's your husband?
She's busy walking the beaches of Turks and Caicos.
Who are you talking about?
O-Dog.
Oh, dog. Okay.
Jay Severa, time to make your debut, girl.
Jay Severa. I'm getting a lot of women following me. I guess like the clips that I've been sharing. I've been getting a lot of women viewers. Apparently. They're cooking on Instagram, Danny. The clips are cooking up a storm. They flop on TikTok, but Hannah, what are you talking about? Oh, are you referencing what I just said, Hannah, in the mod chat?
The Hez repellent.
Is that what it
The
is?
Hez repellent.
That really is a real thing that Hannah just said, because it's like some be like when they notice like there's a shift in your lifestyle like that, they really do come a flocking. It's like
Too much.
it's like a test from Satan. Like, whoa, just my type. What are the odds?
Please join me.
It's like I had like that
Dance,
chalk
Michael
from
Jackson
Chalk
dancing.
Zone. Draw me a chick. You ever see that movie? That TV show Chalk Zone. It just drew me a chick real quick. It came to life. Wow. Just for me, perfect. The right dimensions and all. It's wild. It's wild to experience. But thankfully I can weather the temptation. I certainly couldn't do a business like this if I could not weather the temptation.
Better man than me.
Talking about that, weren't we?
Huh?
I said we were just talking about that the other day, weren't we?
Yeah. It's me 2 years ago would have had exposés done. Dating coach cracks 1,000 women off TikTok alone.
You would have been Nick Cannon. Handsome Nick Cannon.
They call him Crackerjack. He's cracked 1,000 women that we have found off of TikTok alone. I'm just like
Jesus
this.
Christ.
Guilty.
TikTok clapper.
He is charged.
It's like no.
Take me away, officer.
I have grown. But yeah, you caught me fresh off my relationship. It would have been, God knew what he was doing. If I had started this fresh out of my relationship, it would have been whoa. It would have been a whole different story. It would have been a whole different story.
A whole different story.
Yeah, for sure. I can only do it after I got this shit out of my system. You don't really I heard somebody say you don't get it out of your system, you get it into your system. I do agree with that.
It's in the bones. You and I got that dog, and you don't.
I think that's true, CJ. I think you get it into your system. I don't think you get it out of your system. You
I
think?
think it's possible. I think like when I think of it, I think of like the typical like college experience, where a lot of people have like that wild college like thing, and then after that they grow up and they settle down.
That
See,
does
it depends
happen.
on like the level to which.
I feel like it's in the bones. You are either man or woman. You're either that
The spirit of the Jezebel?
or you don't.
I think
a lot of people try to because social media kind of glorifies it and makes it seem like
That's
that's.
just how teacher.
But I think most people just don't have it in them.
I feel like in the college example, right? Like you're kind of getting it done early. Like I got a homeboy who was a college athlete. His body count is up there, man. It's up there. And his wife turned him down a few times, and he was like, "I guess I gotta fuck on these hoes. I mean, you said no twice. What am I to do?" Right? That's in your system a little bit. You know? I mean, I got out of the game before it got in mine. How do you? Diddy is made. Diddy is not born.
Nah. You don't think Diddy's born?
Diddy is created.
He came out the womb with baby oil. That
Diddy-
man is born like
Diddy is created. I'm telling you, bro. That's why they say those freak situations happen in Hollywood, because they get all of their fantasies fulfilled. And then you got and this is proven, right? The hedonic treadmill. So you get accustomed to anything that you expose yourself to. So it's good that you can't act out on some of your desires, because then it will unlock deeper desires, right? So like you look at people who consume like a lot of corn, they end up being understimulated by regular corn, so they gotta like up the ante. They gotta look at some aggressive shit. Now apply that to real life. It's the same mechanism. You get used to it. So you gotta up the ante. You gotta make it more extreme. Some would
I
say
agree.
the more the end of that extreme is pedophiles.
Oh yeah, abusers become abusers.
You gotta get so
I mean,
extreme.
those abused become abusers.
You gotta get so extreme that that's like the end of the rope, right? So like I mean that's like been the conspiracy theory with Hollywood for a long time. So I think you do get it in your system, bro. For sure. That's not to say that I don't think you can get it out of your system. I think you can opt out the game. That's what you're describing. You're describing guys who just opted out the game. They didn't get
I
it
think that's
out
a
of
better way
their.
to describe it then.
Yeah, I don't think they got it out of their system. I think they just opted out. But I think you can cross a threshold where you've done it so much that it's like, unless there's some sort of divine intervention, you're cooked. You're cooked after that.
Do you think of it as like an experience thing though? Because like, you think you could take the approach of like, you know how like sometimes I just want to go try skydiving, and then like you go try skydiving, it's either for you or it's not. Or even if it was for you, you just like, I just wanted to see if I could do it. You know?
I get the analogy you're using, but we're talking about sexual organs. That's a different thing. There's not a lot of things that don't feel good down there. So it's like, I think you'll probably like what is happening. You know what I mean? More than likely, you're going to like what's going on. So, be careful what you wish for. We already talked about like how, like the example I use, right? Let's say I've never had a sexual experience before, and I get with a woman who does not give top. I'll probably be like, well, I would like some top, but I don't really know what top is like. Me now, after experiencing a bit of top, I'm gonna need that top. I'm gonna need the top. Yo, it was my
Top is a non-negotiable.
my ex's cousin, her husband. He was like, no, she told me that she doesn't give top, and her husband's like, I would really like some top, and she's like, ew, no, I don't like doing that. And I was like, really?
No, is crazy.
I was like, he never gets it. She was like, she's never done it. Been married for years. And I'm like, I couldn't do that, bro. I couldn't, because I've experienced it, like it too much. It's my favorite thing, actually. If I was Oprah, Oprah Winfrey talking about my favorite things, the top of the list is top.
A need to have, not a nice to have.
The top of the list is top, baby. What we talking about? It's my favorite. Look at my gestures right now.
The energy went up 1,000
You see me?
degrees.
Look at I feel like Martha Stewart in this bitch. Look at this gesture that I'm making right now. It's my favorite thing, huh? So you're gonna tell me?
It's crazy.
You say what? What you say?
That's a top turned you into a white woman. That's crazy.
Well, for real though, it's like no top at all. Wow, I don't know if I can do this then, babe. But you see, that's because you go through the experiences and you like it, and it's like, well, now it's like you up the bar, you up the ante. Now imagine someone who's had like a whole bunch of experiences, right? And it's like I saw a guy, he does what I do. Smart dude too. And he was talking about like, he was telling guys, Christian guy like me, and he was like, don't date women who are bisexual. His example for that was like, they can't be satisfied because they like both. So they're gonna want to experience the other side, right?
Okay.
So makes logical sense. I can't say that that's 100% accurate, but it does make logical sense, right? I think that's kind of how we all are in a sense. Like the more experiences you have, the more you're up in the bar, and you feel like you're missing something because like the person you get with is not going to be. They're not going to be capable of doing everything that you've experienced.
Yeah.
So for me, my wife, like the love of my life, could be a woman who doesn't give top, and because of that, we'll never
That's
be.
not the love of your life.
We'll never be.
Question: is bad top negotiable for you? Woman,
I've heard somebody say like, "Well, you can always teach her how to do it." I'm like, motherfucker, who told you I know how to suck me? Yeah, how am I gonna teach? I have no idea. I've experienced that before. If I am making tutorials, that's never made sense to me. How can I create a tutorial? I have no idea. I just know whatever you're doing down there, I enjoy it.
The kind of coaching I get paid for. You misunderstand me.
What do you think?
These are not the services that I offer.
I don't know how to do that.
I started coaching women. I didn't sound that far into the game.
Anyway, so have you seen that video of a dude who was trying to tell his woman like to arch her back during back shots, and he was like, "You're not doing it right." He's like this. Then he hopped on the bed and arched it. He's like, "No, it's like this. Do it like this. Ass in the air, right?" I'm like, bro, I don't know how to teach somebody through that. Just do it. You learn. Go on YouTube. So,
Pause is crazy.
but yeah, they should have to do something. I'll pay for the lessons. Ain't it how Shorty did on Game of Thrones? Khaleesi? When she was trying to please Draco, what's his name?
Oh, I guess they were like. She was talking to the.
Right. She had to go to the prostitute. The prostitute was like, "Yo, do it like this."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, baby, we'll go out there and get." I'll pay for some lessons. Dildo. Don't go too far. You're not sucking somebody else's. Don't try to find a loophole in the lessons.
We can get you a cucumber. We can work this out.
100%. I will pay for the lessons. You come back with some new lips. You just come back with some new lips. We're gonna figure it out.
That's why I don't date white women.
You're gonna figure it out. What do you mean? You don't date white women?
The lack of lips.
Oh, I mean they get that filler.
Yeah, I get the Botox.
They get the Mondo Burger lips. They get the fucking filler in there. That shit look super artificial. Super. I came out from Miami. I've seen some. Mary said chill. Mary, you got
secrets.
You got the plump joints.
Sorry, Murray.
My bad. I believe CJ be dating white women, bro. CJ keeps saying he don't date white women, but I feel like he does. He says it too much.
Do I look like a milkman to you?
I feel like you do, man. You in Cali.
I'm next to Mexico, man.
C
Why would I be a milkman?
CC in Cali. CC in Cali. She got a white baby.
We saw how that was. That was a.
CC
I don't
got,
know what Auntie was doing with that.
CC got her a white baby.
CJ's gonna marry a white one. It's probably my fate too, unfortunately. But you know,
Yeah,
You gonna marry a white woman?
yourself, Danny.
I've never. My family used to think that I was going to get in with a white woman. I was like, why? I just got the vibe. Really? No, not at all. I've always saw myself with like a black woman, like in relationships. Now, top is a different conversation. Top is a different conversation. But in a relationship, I don't think I could do it. Not for like any weird reason. It's like white women are attractive like other women, but doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right to me.
You feel the ancestors' disappointment?
It's not even that, man. It's like I feel like there will be just a divide, like a lack of understanding. Because it's like in my experience with some white people, it's like 'cause I got a white homeboy, right? I was in his wedding a few years back, but it's like either they don't understand the black experience, or they performatively understand the black experience. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
They down for the cause.
right. So it's weird either way. And I empathize with
Some
them
of my
because it's
best
like,
friends are black.
they're like, what are we supposed to do then? Like, you don't want us not to care, but if we care too much, it's weird. I'm like, precisely. I also
Exactly.
admit that is a very difficult position to be in. But it is weird. My ex used to work for a doctor. I went over his house. Big house, dude. Like huge. He was had his own practice, and then his wife was also a skin doctor. What are they called? You know what I'm talking about?
dermatologist.
Yeah, dermatologist, right?
Skinologists.
So huge house, and they were trying to show off. They like handed me a book that they gave their daughter, and it was like on black accomplishments. And we had just ate dinner. They showed us the book, brought the book out, and they were having the daughter go through the pages and like looking at me and my ex smiling. I don't take shit seriously, so I'm joking about how Rihanna has 2 pages, a 2-page spread, but Harriet Tubman has a little section in the corner. I'm laughing about that. I'm like, who put this book together? Why does Rihanna have a 2-page spread and Harriet Tubman has a corner reservation?
You know a white woman wrote that book.
Right. So they don't know why I'm laughing. I'm telling them why I'm laughing. They don't get why I'm laughing though. That's the problem, right? There's 2 problems here. 1, you don't understand why I'm laughing. 2, why are you bringing this book to me for? What are you expecting to happen here? It's just weird to me, you know?
They thought they
So
was gonna give black people points.
yeah. But again, if I was white, I wouldn't know how to do it either. I wouldn't know how to navigate it. What do I do? Tell me what I do. I wouldn't know how to navigate it either. So I get it. But it's like, that's why. But also, I'm very suspicious because the white woman who I have been attracted to, who I have gotten top, they've never been the type to only like black men. I am turned off by that. If I get the vibe that you just like black men, I don't care what your race is. I get turned off by that shit immediately.
I feel like what worked for me in the past, honestly, just being honest with what you do and don't know, and acknowledge what they want to talk about. Like, one of my exes, she was having a debate with a new friend about HB CUs, and I didn't know nothing about them, and I was just honest about it, but I took the time to look it up as she was talking to me about it and asking me questions because we were on the phone, and kind of acknowledged based on what I looked up what the arguing points were, because she wasn't good at having those kinds of debates, and she appreciated that. But I think just being honest with where you are and where you stand with it, and just having an open mind,
Right.
having a curiosity to learn about those things, comes off a little more authentic. than trying to be performative about it.
Yeah, it's the performance, man, that does it. But that's why I couldn't. I don't think I could like be with one for real. For that reason. And there's other like difficulties as well. Like if you have children, you got to work. This ain't even like just a white thing. This is just a different race thing in general. You have children, and it's like, is anybody weird about this shit? Because families be weird sometimes, man.
Just a little curiosity,
Yeah, as long as they got curiosity, that goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because it means they care.
Right. Even curiosity ain't enough for me. I'm sorry.
You gotta have some smarts. My ex. We were talking about like our families and stuff, and she was Salvadorian, and so I was like, oh, like so what part of like Salvador does your family live in? So they live in like
Eva's
San Martin or
hilarious.
something. What did you say?
Yeah, Super said that she's an equal opportunity dater. And Eva responded with no shade. You look it. I think Eva on the spectrum too a little bit. Because Eva be saying some wild shit. It'd be funny as hell. Shorty said no shade. You look it. And you know what, Eva? You're not wrong. Super, you do have the aesthetic.
I feel like
You
the
do.
no shade makes it worse. You just say it with your chest.
It's like when you say no disrespect and you mean complete
Yeah,
disrespect.
you're like preloading the disrespect.
You didn't soften the
Right.
blow.
Yeah.
Right. Super, you 100%. I could pick you out of a lineup. Who here likes white men? That one right there. Her name is Super, right? Yep. Her, right? That one. No, beside her. Yep, that's the one right there. With the locks and the black lipstick for some reason. That's the one.
And the goatee.
You said in the goatee?
In the
I
night.
thought she was a goatee for like, because I never clicked on the picture. I thought she was a goatee for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, the one with the locks and the black lipstick for some reason, and the Nike tag. That's the one who likes white men. And they'd be like, okay. She's like, you got me. No, she's contrarian, so she'll be like, I don't like white men. As she's like deleting pictures of white men from her phone. Like, I don't actually like white men. What the fuck? Yes, you do. I can tell you do. Actually, no, I don't. You know what? You gotta do the Bugs Bunny trick on the Super. You gotta be like, you know what? You don't like white men. She's like, yes, I do. I got you. You got a rabbit season, duck season, Super. You got a rabbit season, duck season, Super. Cause whatever you say, she will come with the opposite.
Let me correct myself.
Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, duck season, rabbit season. Got your ass. I got you,
neither
Super.
confirm nor deny this is a true statement.
Snow Bunny says she does not like giving top. Well, then I think you should change your name. That's what I think. I think that is called false advertising. You cannot call yourself a Snow Bunny and then not like top, because that contradicts itself, to be honest.
If it's snowing, I ain't going.
Contradicts itself.
You gotta just have like a name like Murray.
She said she was saying the opposite. Okay.
Girl username, you know.
You said what?
I said you just gotta have a normal username like Murray, like a
Hey,
normal
Murray.
white girl username. You're overselling yourself, Snow Bunny.
That's right. It's a normal name like Mary has. I know people's real names now. It's Mary. Hannah's name is Hannah. Murray's name is Mary. For those of you in the chat who didn't know.
Eva's real name isn't Eva.
I can't pronounce Eva's name. I tried and I butchered it. And
Is it a name from the motherland?
And Eva likes to fight, so you gotta be careful. Eva, write your real name in the chat so we can try it. We're gonna try it out. Me, Danny, and CJ are gonna try to pronounce it.
Is it a bunch of clicks and clacks?
Whoever gets it right, you have to give them a hug, Eva. My Eva. Did I get it?
Mava.
That's not it. I know that's not it. What you got?
Mava.
Ah, fuck.
You gotta throw the accent
Was
on
I close?
There's
Danny, you
gotta
gonna
be,
try
like, a
it?
click in there or something.
I wasn't even close, Eva. Wow.
Kiana, we're waiting on Marquette's approval on the notes we have before we can put an official budget.
Mova?
Oh, I'll get that done by the end of the day tomorrow.
Gotcha.
My Eva. My Ev.
Auntie, come up here and say your name for us.
CC. I mean, not CC, but Eva, you come up. Not CC. Not CC. Eva, you come up though.
Well, I ain't never going in.
CC got that's some older mouth for real.
Cece's the sibling we all beat up on. That's just her job in the family.
I remember CC right now.
Then
Anything.
my van. Maya van?
Maya Van.
Maya van. Maeva.
Maya Van.
Maeva. I thought I said that.
My neighbor.
Maya Van. Was it an H or an N? Oh, it's an H.
I could have swore I pronounced it right, Eva.
I'm there for 2 seconds. Maeva. Maeva.
Maeva. So
Maeva.
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 Not ye. Yay. A. Maeva.
Mayeva.
Maeva.
My
Yes.
neighbor.
It
Maeva.
means welcome.
It's the Y part sound that I was messing up. Maeva.
Yes, Maeva.
Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. So nobody gets a hug then. I wanted to force her to give one of us a hug because she's uncomfortable with that.
We fumbled on purpose so Bobby gotta be a team player, you know.
I ain't seen Bobby in a minute.
He popped into my stream the other day.
Word, now I'm jealous.
Celebrity guest appearance.
I ain't seen Bobby in the hot. He probably secretly in the live right now, just not saying nothing. I said it right aloud. Hold on. Oh, Eva, Super said you gotta give her a hug because she said it right.
Don't be a creep, Super.
What's up, Super?
What's up, Super? He still does a little nod in the live with the smirk. He can't help it. It's not gonna stop.
What's up, Super?
It's a. What's up, Super?
Good autism.
The Danny Lives classic. I was trying to.
Matchmakers today. I got annoyed.
You say it again?
I said I had a bunch of matchmakers today. I got annoyed.
It's the most annoying thing on the planet, bro. You would think that I'm desensitized to it by now, and I'm not at all. At all. Not even close. I've gotten only progressively angrier.
They're like, hello.
Well, nothing crazy like.
Yo, that was good. That was good. I wasn't paying attention, and I was like, who the fuck brought that person up?
I think the most uncomfortable I've been on live is when I accidentally requested to join the Indian guy stream, and he wanted to battle, and I had no idea how to leave.
He was begging for the smoke.
Right.
He wanted you.
He said, "Please, sir, please, sir, my family." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I said, "How do I leave?" And I know how to leave. I was
He
sweating.
said, he's
I was in this bitch sweating, panicking.
He's like, you don't want this, bro. You and your 3 viewers don't want this.
Right. Just panicking. What are they talking about in the mod chat?
Where's guess an auntie's name?
Oh, Cece, your name is it's Charlene, right?
It's an Anthony Hamilton song.
Yeah, it's Charlene, I think. I don't know how we got Cece out of Charlene.
Charlene.
She said it's Charlene, but I also go by Charlie.
Stick
No.
to Charlene.
Ew.
We're going by Charlene.
I don't even go by Charlie.
How'd you get Cece out of that, Cece?
Also, nobody IRL calls me CJ. That's a TikTok thing.
So you probably put
People-
it in the mods chat so that we can read it out loud just thinking about that.
I used to go by Mark when I was younger, and then I rebranded to like my actual name, Marquette. But even people who call me Marquette eventually start calling me Mark. I guess it's because it's difficult to say. Like in real life, y'all have to say Marquette. I'm forcing it. But in real life, people tend to. My family doesn't call me that.
I'm gonna just go by Coach.
People call me Coach too. I should force that in real life.
That'd be weird.
It's
Like
not
on
Mar.
a meetup.
It is not Marquette, Eva. It is Marquette. My mother met a guy, a French guy, and he said his name, and she was like, "I'm gonna name my son that." That's
Absolutely
what it
not,
is.
Super. I will block you. No, thank you.
What does Super say?
Super asked me if she could call me Chucky.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly. If we wasn't friends, I'd go off on you right now.
Chucky is wild. Chucky is wild.
Short for Charles.
So they said, what do you go by, CJ, in real life?
I'll just go by Charles.
Charles. Why?
Because it's like low-key a unique name. No, I'd never meet any other Charleses.
I don't think it's
Even though I
unique.
don't really like the name, because it's kind of hard to say. It doesn't have like a good mouth feel. I can't even say my name right half the time, I feel like.
What you know about mouth feels, CJ?
See,
Chill,
CJ can
Danny,
teach
just
you how
have
to.
throat recovery.
CJ
Leave
can
me
teach
alone.
you. CJ can teach the top lesson. You're here talking about mouthfeel. So I'll redirect Tori to CJ so she can learn the skill set. And then she can come back.
You could probably make some good money on that too.
Charles taught
I'm a
me.
bag chaser.
Charles taught me. That's hilarious.
Taught by Charles.
Charles is a rough name. I gotta be honest.
It is, especially for foreign people.
Charles. Charlie, I can get behind.
Charles.
Charles, it just feels unnatural. Like it's not supposed to be a name at
Yeah.
all. It's not worse than
Yeah, I don't
Charlene
like it
though.
either.
Charlene is definitely Charlene. You got to be in the Bible Belt. You can't be named Charlene in California. I'm surprised they haven't kicked you out, CC. You got to be in the Bible Belt somewhere where sweet tea is prominent. With a name like Charlene. That's like the color purple type of name.
Gives Mississippi.
Right?
I agree. I was
Exactly.
laughing at Eva's comment here.
He said it gives
Which is,
Mississippi.
Cece
Yeah.
was in the color purple.
100%. Like they shouldn't even allow you on flights with a name like that. Charlene. Where do you think you're going? You better take your ass back down in Mississippi. We don't allow Charlene's on this flight. We got to keep you where the moss is. You feel me? Fun fact, my family was in the church scene of The Color Purple. Nice. People here know that I have the opposite of a fondness for Whoopi Goldberg. If you've been an OG, if you've been an OG in the live, you know I have a lot of contention with Whoopi Goldberg. So, not the biggest fan of The Color Purple.
Whoopi is the spreadsheet.
Whoopi. What is Whoopi Goldberg real name? You know, I've never considered that her name is not Whoopi Goldberg. It can't be her name, right? What is her real name? I gotta know.
Someone do the Googles.
Who's gonna beat me to it? Where's Perplexity at?
Yeah, I have to type it up. Karen Elaine Johnson
Karen.
Karen.
with a Y. Cary.
Ew.
Elaine Johnson.
She could be my auntie.
Okay, so where did Whoopi Goldberg come from? Hold on, I need to know the origin story. What is the origin of her name?
Why did Whoopi Goldberg change her name? Because she wanted a more theatrical stage name. Originally adopted Whoopi due to her tendency to pass gas. Her mother thought Whoopi Cushion wasn't serious enough stage name and suggested Goldberg from the family tree.
She said she picked.
Shout out.
She said
Shout
she
out Whoopi
picked.
Carney.
She said she picked Whoopi because she was gaseous. You see, even more unattractive. What do you mean you gaseous? You chose the name Whoopi. It's pissed me off. See, I don't like this woman. I don't like her.
Danny, they saying you got a typewriter in the chat. Can you
I'm
type something again?
using my clicky keyboard.
There's no way you're actually typing something that quickly.
I'm just throwing random
Okay.
shit up right now.
It's
was about to say.
It's the tism mark.
That would annoy me.
Here, I'll show you what
I'm
it
like,
looks
can you wrap that fucking email up? That would annoy. That would annoy the mess
This
out
could
of
have
me.
been an email.
It's got the classic colors. Looks like an old IBM. I switch them out. I got a couple different keyboards. It's my nerdy hobby, is building and collecting them.
So you got.
Fellas, I forgot about these crab legs. I gotta make these crab legs.
Go ahead. How you business, bro?
Oh,
He's been thinking about his crab legs for the last 30 minutes, trying to find a way to leave.
he's always playing with me.
I promise you, he was trying to find a way. When's the right time to leave this live? Because these crab legs. He didn't forget about them crab legs. He knew about them crab legs that whole time.
He's always playing with some new meat on his stories.
He is. See, I told you, top lessons.
He's not dodging the allegations.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Yeah.
Top
so
lessons
ladies,
from
if you
TJ.
wanna, we might do a raffle on honorary guests for the mod trip. So keep that in mind when you buy your raffle tickets.
Oh yeah, chat. That's
Listen.
That's what we were talking about. We were talking about we're supposed to go to Dallas in August. And if we're assuming that at least 2 of the mods are going to call out. At least 2. So if they do, we might do a raffle to see who can take their place. Now this raffle is just an opportunity to come. Ain't nobody paying your way.
And we gotta vote. We have to elect you as a potential guest. You gotta pass the vibe test.
Gotta pass the vibe test.
If
I
we
wasn't
share
even
an
thinking
Airbnb
about
with you-
that. I wasn't even thinking about that, but 100% you gotta pass the vibe test.
Yeah.
Some people be weird, man. Be big weird. The mods get to bring a +1 if they need to. Nobody else can bring a +1 though, unfortunately. So if you're like a raffle member,
Is that your +1, CJ?
I know how many
Doesn't help
O'Neal.
with the meat and top allegations at all.
I don't like the East Coast versus West Coast. Y'all. What are you talking about? We're going to Dallas. I didn't know Hannah was gonna be cool with that, considering that that's where she lives. But
We all
Yes, she is.
crashing at her place.
right, she ain't home anyway. They're throwing ass. She ain't even home. Might as well. O'Neal cannot come. Shorty said Hannah's the one's gonna cancel. That would be crazy. Actually, guys, I can't come. But you're next door. I said what I said. I
My
no
tummy
longer.
hurts.
All right. I no longer can come. I don't know. It's gonna be like a real life raffle. It's not. I'm not like choosing people. But Danny's in charge of it, so he'll figure it out. But I believe that. That's what CC was saying. I believe that CJ and CC calling out for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. God forbid everyone go on the other side of the country to go to exactly where they live.
Right.
Me in the middle, that's crazy.
Right. Next up, Eva will be the next one to call out. Just because she's like, I gotta go to Africa.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bobby might be there.
Right.
We're planning it around his availability. So if I don't get Eva scooping that ticket, I don't know what will.
Right. Right. So I think CJ and CC are definitely calling out. So we might have 2 slots. So if you want to be entered into the raffle, holla at Danny.
Yeah. Well, I need to look up an online raffle thing I could throw together. I'll collect the names. Shoot me a DM if you're interested. We're gonna try to get a budget done in the next few weeks, so we'll know exactly what it'll cost to.
Look what CC already calling out. She said, y'all giving me 4 weeks to get information. Yes, I'm not going. What do you mean, CC?
It's
4 weeks.
mid-August. You got months, woman.
Right.
The hell are you talking about?
I'm gonna give them an answer by end of day tomorrow.
Yeah. Me and Hannah have been working on collecting notes. We're picking out vibes, areas, and stuff. We're just getting an idea of what kind of trip we want.
Mm-hmm.
The Signal Planning Board has been working around the clock, okay?
Right. We might make this an annual thing. Bigger and better every single year.
CC, August.
Who coming to LA? Not I, brother. Not I. I might do a seminar in LA if I got enough people out there. Danny's the seminar planner. So we got enough people in LA. We'll come through. We got at least 50 people to fill up a room.
We quite an experience doing Signal World Tour. We just pick the hot spots for the viewers. Once we get into millies, that is. So share it out, guys. Let's build the Signal community so we can justify making these trips.
Right.
Come see y'all. Answer your questions.
We get at least 50 people out there. We'll come through. Me and D Money will come through. Answer some questions for sure. Atlanta would be a great spot to meet. Atlanta too. Anywhere that got 50 people buying tickets. We got 50 people buying tickets. I'll go anywhere, except for Louisville. I will go anywhere.
We don't have many Charlotte people. It's like me and Knuckles.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of Charlotte people.
Ash. She pops in every once in a while. There's like 3 people from Charlotte.
Yeah.
Unless there's Lakers.
We definitely gotta hit Toronto though. Gotta hit Canada. We gotta hit It's Her Boo up and have her spread the word. It's Her Boo ain't been alive in a minute. She probably booed up. So we gotta go break that up.
The geese daughter.
Right. We gotta go break that up, Danny.
Yeah.
All right, people. Again, if you want your 1-hour coaching call, this icon right here, hit that button below, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. I am tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. But if you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live daily at noon Eastern time and 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if I didn't get to your question today, I know there was a few people in the queue, but we just decided to have a mod powwow. So, if I didn't get to your question, I'll get to it tomorrow afternoon. All right? Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care. All right, you too.